Welcome. Good morning. Hopefully you're in a festive mood today.
Definitely. Good morning. And thank you for tuning in this morning. We're sorry for starting a little bit late due to circumstances beyond our control.
Yeah.
But we are here and we're here to make it a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday morning for you.
Mike is here with a bright smile. I'm here with a bright smile too. And guess who else is looking bright and beautiful right here on set with us? It's Winfrey.
Jenny!
Hi guys, good morning. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning and it's cold outside. Loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it.
Yeah, it seems yesterday's rainfall heralded the advent of Hamatan as it is. But we love it. We love it, by the way, even though a lot of people are complaining about the rain. But we're sure that will be that sunshine in your face this morning.
Yes, we will.
Right. So we'll kick off this morning with relationship.
Yes, we have Miracle Ihuoma, dynamic speaker, author, clinical psychologist, life coach, spiritual shepherd, in fact. Today's topic is common pressure points to expect in the first 5 years of marriage.
Whoa. Titi, you should be a connoisseur in that. You can tell us something.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to have a conversation with Greg once again. It's always fun. Fun vibes.
Definitely, definitely. So we're talking about how the rain. Funny enough, when I saw the clouds, that was the first thing that got to my mind that this will herald the Hamatan, and it seems it might be so. Just hope that it's not the one that comes and goes and all that, because for the last maybe 4 or 5 years, it has this. It's no longer fixed.
It comes only Christmas Day.
Yeah,
Christmas morning.
it's not. It's stopped becoming seasonal. It started becoming. I don't know what it is at this point in time, and maybe that points to the effects of climate change, because there's a lot that's happening. And when some presidents and some people say they don't, maybe a lot of them who say they don't believe in climate change don't understand the concept of climate change.
Of course.
But we know that on record, 2023 has been the hottest year ever. And we felt it a bit much just the last month.
I needed some extra skincare myself this past month because of sunburn, and that's never happened to me before. And I'm someone that I don't mind staying outdoors for long periods, but now I'm making some adjustments on that, man.
You experienced sunburn?
Definitely. For some weird reason,
Yeah.
I do. Okay, when I actually go out, and then of course you see the marks of
Get a tan.
Yeah, you get a tan and all of that. But my skin has a way of healing itself. So that actually takes me to something that's very, very important in this Hamatan season. Always stay moisturized. I was telling Titi about moisturization. She was telling me something, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Stay
I don't put cream on my
moisturized.
face.
Even if you think you have oily skin, there are moisturizers for oily, dry, and combination skins. So definitely stay moisturized. Your lips, I don't want to be seeing white things anywhere. So yeah, just stay warm, stay moisturized. Have your teas. They're very, very good and healthy.
It's also
for
you do. You know,
I will
also
flog
be
you.
So I
flog you.
prefer to moisturize from the inside. I stay hydrated. As long as you're well hydrated and you're drinking enough water all day.
There's something called balance.
Fine.
There's something called balance. Oh.
Have you seen the keg of water I carry around?
There's something called balance. You should take a lot of water, which is good, from inside, a lot of fruits as well, and then you should also lock it in with the one that is on top.
I heard something about a woman who developed some kind of ailment due to too much water that she took, and I was like, okay. The body is 70% water.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know, and so...
Let's say it's 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Speaking of water, well, we saw the clouds yesterday.
Yeah.
We wonder what the weather will be like today.
Welcome. It's What's Up and About. We'll definitely get back to the news later on for those of you who are expecting the news. But, yeah.
I have a question, Mike.
Yeah, what's it?
Do you have any cash on you? In your pocket?
Yeah, I think I have somewhere, yeah.
In your car, eh?
Somewhere
Where's
there.
your car key?
Yeah.
I need some, so I need to... Okay, where's your car key? So can I go take the cash from you?
Yeah.
You would let me?
Anything for you.
Not many people would let you just
Anything.
go. I know he's just trying to be a pal, but before I collect that car key, you see the struggle.
Anything.
Winnie, do you have any cash on you?
Right now,
Yeah? No?
I think these big pockets are for joke.
There's money
They
instead of...
joke to you.
So, a lot of people are keeping their cash close to their chests this
Like
season. Yeah, sorry, that joke just came from nowhere. I'm sorry. But really, really, when when it comes to cash scarcity, that's what everybody is talking about. They've been talking about it for the past few days. A lot of banks are, in quote, rationing cash, as it is said, according to a lot of the papers and the news reports, that there is a cash scarcity. Now, this time last year, we were in the throes of queues for fuel and also queues for cash.
It was hard.
It was really hard.
By this time last year, it was hard. It was hard. Nigerians groaned. I think one of the most favorite or one of the most popular sayings then was, "We're buying naira with naira."
Yeah.
And it was big. Like, cool. So we now buy it. So it seemed like, look, can it get lower than this? Hopefully, it doesn't get to that particular situation. But what worries me, and I don't know the reason why. I have tried to check out some reports why we would have a scarcity of cash at this point in time. And there's a talk about people hoarding funds for Christmas. And I'm wondering what you're hoarding for, because most of the places you're going to spend this money, they have a cashless, or they can initiate cashless transactions. I mean, if you're going to the malls, if you're going to the beach, or if you're going to anywhere, those people, in fact, they won't tell you. I've gone to some institutions where they tell you that they don't operate with cash in the premises.
Yeah.
I went to this particular restaurant where he was here, Father Boy, and then I saw that, look, we don't have cash.
No cash.
So we prefer, if you come here, because nobody's talking about change and all of that, we prefer if it's cashless and we don't see anything, go straight on that. And that is the way to go, you know, as it stands now. So I'm wondering what you are holding the cash for. But then, a lot of when it comes to goods and food that we do, a lot of people still transact with cash.
You're talking about you live in the city.
Yeah.
Not everybody lives in a metropolitan city like
True
this. Not everyone has gone cashless yet.
Yes,
even though a
definitely.
lot of people, a large percentage, after that experience last year, they never want to go through that again. They either have one of those mobile transfer platforms which give an instant ping whenever the money has entered. That sound is very glorifying. You know, when you hear that sound, you're like, okay, the money has entered. That things have shifted. Things are definitely a lot better than last year. But now, the question is, are we the source of our own problem? The same way people hoard fuel, and they've done that for over a decade. I've known of people keeping fuel for the rainy day. Are we not the ones just, causing challenges for ourselves? Why not just figure out vendors or places that you can make purchases that use the online platforms or transfer platforms and avoid the cash platforms, so you don't have to even worry about this cash issue? Maybe, yes, if you're going on long journeys throughout Nigeria, you need to hold some cash. You just have to have cash. Maybe you need to buy something along the way or whatever. But I'm just trying to think.
Oil some palms. Anyways.
Wow.
That thing she said, I intentionally had to find a way to ensure that at some point I can give tips. I would want to do more in some particular situations. I find out, I don't have any cash on me.
Yeah.
Because, it's going to be hard to give a tip with a card. If they don't have a receiving terminal or something.
Yeah,
they have.
they have.
You better say something.
They have.
Okay, so now this is what I would say. Answering or trying to address the situation or the reason why the whole people are hoarding cash and all of that. I remember not too long ago going through, I think, the papers, and it was talking about the whole back and forth with a CBN regulation, talking about whether pulling or withdrawing the old Naira notes and the new Naira notes. And of course, you mentioned that this time last year, we were literally struggling, but because of they were literally cutting down on everything. Do you understand? So now it's coming from that fear, right? Of, okay, fine, anything can happen at any time. This old money is in circulation, new money is in circulation. At any time, they might decide to pull back the old money, and people don't want to be caught unawares. But now, I think it's also, the whole idea is also to promote the idea of cashless, a cashless economy. But then again, as you rightly said, not everyone is in a metropolitan city like Lagos. But then again, even in Lagos, then it was tougher because going to the markets, people were still insistent on cash. But then again, from then till now, there has been an immersed change, drastic change. A lot of people now are going with all this online platforms and money transfer platforms as well. So I just think everybody's just trying to be safe.
Yeah.
So let's talk also about the idea of POSs. They also got really popular last year. Now their charges are off the roof. Then it came down, but now again, because I remember withdrawing about how much, or rather, I'm going to use a POS, and the charges were like, what, 300 for, I think, 10,000. Yeah, so it was 200 for 5,000. And I know people were complaining and all of that. No, compared to what it was before.
You see,
So okay, so there is a report online I'm going to read from now that talks about, CBN moving to sort of suspend the charges for cash withdrawals and also reduce the fees for heavy deposits, because there was about a 2%, 3% processing charge for deposits over, I think, 3 million naira for companies and 500,000 for individuals.
Yeah.
And they've completely removed that now to encourage people, I guess,
to bring in
cash so that they can distribute more.
And so I don't think there's an official memo to this, but I know that intentionally the central bank are doing their best to reduce the money circulation.
Yes.
And that's what you do if you want to initiate a cashless society.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So they are trying to look, if they're trying to reduce the dependence on cash.
Yeah.
But like you said, as not just an urban, but as a rural society, and as a place where most of what we consume are still from that rural society, we are still not fully ready for a complete switchover.
But it's going to be gradual.
It definitely is going to be gradual, but I'll have this to say, fine, okay, trying to reduce the cash in circulation depends on certain platforms that need to be on ground and ready to roll with that system.
True.
Do you understand? We cannot be having issues with transfers from our regular popular banks, and then it's always tough. Like, I literally went to buy something, they literally were like, they don't want any, they wanted the normal, the more popular ones now, what they call,
the mobile
transfer platforms, as opposed to like a typical banking app transfer and things like that. So yeah, we need to put those.
So kudos to those who are finding solutions for transfers now. The mobile operators, honestly, mobile money operators, they're doing an amazing job staying consistent, at least for now. But we would love to hear your thoughts. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us know.
All right, recess is coming right up. We'll be back after this. Good morning once again. It's the news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Messikeno. The Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Heineken Lukobiri, says that Nigeria will meet and surpass the 2024 crude oil budget benchmark of 1.7 million barrels per day. He spoke at an interactive session on creating value and enabling investments in Nigeria's oil and gas sector held in Abuja. Celestina Area reports.
Nigeria's oil production amounted to 1.5 million barrels per day in 2022, an increase when compared to the previous year. Between 1998 and 2021, by approximately 540,000 barrels per day. The trajectory of the sector growth since the inception of President Tinubu's administration shows that the country has a capacity of 2 million barrels per day. As at 1st of January this year, the country's oil and condensed reserve stood at 36 billion barrels. This represents 31 billion barrels of oil and 5 billion barrels of condensed.
That when we finish our...
Speaking at this interactive session, the Minister of State of Petroleum Oil expresses his commitment to fostering collaboration with stakeholders to enhance the country's oil and gas sector and meet a target for the year 2024. The target is 2 million barrels per day production, surpassing the 1.7 million benchmark.
In 2024, we will together ensure that we produce not just the 1.7 million barrels that we need for our budget, that it will be an embarrassment, for us as a country, that when we finish our refineries rehabilitation program for Port Harcourt, for Warri, for Kaduna, and Dangote refinery is also, completed, and we have a couple of modular refineries for us to be importing crude oil to be able to feed those refineries. God forbid.
Industry players were assured that the government is working diligently to address the challenges facing the sector, and it's committed to providing the best playing field for both international oil companies and dependents to make the necessary investments. Celestina Iria, TVC News, Abuja.
The United Nations General Assembly scheduled a meet yesterday to discuss an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. The last time the Assembly met on the situation in Gaza was on 27th of October, when 120 countries voted in favor of a Jordanian resolution calling for an immediate humanitarian truce to stop all hostilities. Ahead of the vote, the countries will vote a resolution for amendment put forward by the U.S. seeking that members unequivocally reject and condemn the attacks by Hamas on the 7th of October. The second is on Austria's amendment, which wants to add that Hamas and other Palestinian groups are holding the captives in Gaza and ensuring the ceasefire takes place immediately. In another development, the World Health Organization is concerned over the detention of health workers in the Gaza Strip and the prolonged checks of the health convoys there that resulted in the death of a patient. So far, more than 18,000 persons, including children, have been killed in Gaza since the start of the war, and many others have fled their homes to take shelter elsewhere.
I'm not late, you know. I just like to be fashionably early from the reverse, you understand? Yes. So how are we doing, guys?
He's not actually late. Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. It's amazing having you here. And of course, this is our chef for today, Chef T. Flo. So Mr. Greg, also known as the Teddy Bear.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, of course. All right, so now tell us. So Chef T. Flo is here to cook for us, right? And tell us, Chef, what are we making today?
I hope he's joining me in the kitchen.
What?
You're cooking with me.
Definitely his eyes here.
So I journey in the kitchen, the food might not come out.
It doesn't come out of the kitchen. We don't need to come out from the kitchen, don't worry. Just need them to see, that's all. That's all.
So today we are preparing yam and green sauce.
Yam and green sauce, okay. Have you ever had green sauce before? No. Okay.
There is something called black soup.
Yes, black.
It's actually green, but
They call it black. Okay, so now tell me, what ingredients do we need to bring yam and green
This is yam, is a match. We
together?
are matching the yam.
Okay.
This is a protein. I'm using the Titus fish and the beef. This is green pepper. This is parsley leaf, spinach, onions. This is green chili, pepper. This is scotch bonnets, spring onions, red bell pepper. This is green tomatoes because it's a green sauce.
This is green sauce.
This is vegetable sauce. This is curry powder, butter, and this is my cooking mix. I'm making it myself.
Okay.
This is garlic and ginger. That's all.
So now let's tell Mr. Greg what the process is like. How do we make this? Where do we start from the very beginning?
I'm already boiling my water already.
Okay.
So I'm starting my yam.
Okay. In there.
Yeah.
So do you cook?
oh yes, I do.
Oh, really? How often do you cook? Because I asked some men, they cook. How often do you cook? What do you cook?
As often as I can.
Not as often as you eat.
No, that's most time because of work.
Yeah, because of work.
I'm on set because of work.
Oh, really?
Sometimes I just...
So you actually enjoy cooking?
Not every part of it.
Not what part don't you like?
Like dealing with fish, cutting it, washing it. And I don't like having to wash the pots at the end.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you just like the fancy parts of just put everything inside the pot?
Everything, you know, fry,
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
And everybody starts to proceed. Nice
I'm wondering what's happening and what's happening here. Awesome. So now, if I was to come to your house and I say, you know what, I want you to blow my mind with your cooking, what would you choose to cook?
I would arrange a meal of pounded yam and classic egusi soup.
Pounded yam, that's solid. So you
Can you
pound
pound?
We have things to do that now. What's doing you?
No, when you say pounded
Like
yam.
a pound, though.
You can pound, okay.
Yeah, thanks to technology.
Seedless.
Yes, I'm from Edo State. You know, we wake up to pounding yam.
We wake up to pounded yam. That's actually very, very accurate, if I tell you myself. That's nice. Okay, so now where are we, Chef Lou? Tell me. What are we doing right now? So
I've added my yam.
what else did you add in that pot?
This is butter.
Eh?
Butter, salt, and curry powder.
Butter. So now why? What's the use of the butter in the
I want it a self Very soft.
Okay. So, oh wow, that's
And
new.
the
What
taste.
did you know about that?
No.
Okay, so you add butter to cooking yam
Yeah.
now. Hey.
To make it softer.
Yes.
3 chefs. There's nothing we will not see. Okay, so now that our pan is on
So
fire, what
I
are we
want to
going in
start
with?
frying my sauce.
Okay.
Here comes the part I like.
Yeah. All right, in case you're just joining us, we're actually making special mashed yam and green sauce. You have your ingredients right there on the screen, and for this particular recipe, you have yam oils, onions, tomatoes, scotch bonnet. We have yellow bell peppers, red bell peppers, we have green peppers, chili peppers, seasoning cubes, salt, Titus fish, beef, spring onions, and of course, parsley. Okay, so now what are we waiting for? What are we doing? What do we have done? What are we doing now?
Oil. I'm frying my sauce.
Okay, so now the oil is in the pan. What type of oil are you using?
We have vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil, okay. And what goes in next?
The garlic and the ginger.
The garlic and the ginger goes in next. All right, amazing. So, Mr. Greg, like, I mean, it's Christmas. What are your fun Christmas memories? Mine was literally waking up in the morning to the whole house smelling of food. Right? My brothers were around, my mom was around, everybody in the kitchen being busy. There's flour here, chin-chin frying here, fried rice, that kind of stuff. Like, do you have those kind of memories?
Yes, those are the only fun memories I have. Because this
The onions is going in.
Okay, the onions is going in, okay.
Adulting thing. You know how it is, you know,
Yeah.
so fun memories, childhood, that exact same scenario. You wake up, we barely even sleep because we go to church, have the
crossover service,
Not
true.
the Christmas Eve to morning service.
Okay.
We get home, then we start cooking. So somewhere along the line, the soldiers drop one after the other, maybe 4
Yes.
And everybody
Mom is always the last one standing.
Last one standing.
Yeah.
So in the mornings we complete the meals, and you know, the day just goes by. And she loved playing Christmas carols, running
nice.
M's, and running and all that. You know,
Oh, nice. So which part of that have you inculcated into your own personal life?
and the Christmas carols.
Okay.
Cooking. Sometimes when I am free, I rather spend time with family and friends because I rarely get the time to do so.
Oh, okay.
And in this line of work, you understand.
Yeah, of course,
So
definitely.
every opportunity, every festive season, I find myself free. I just spend it with the family.
Oh, let me help you there. Increase it so it's faster, right? Okay, yeah, I think it's hot now. All right, nice. So when you're on sets now, what is your diet like? Because I know there's some sets you go to, is it spread? There's some.
There's some you just don't even you pretend there's no diet.
You
actually,
pretend there's no diet, right?
Well, we thank God. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
The sets we find ourselves
Yeah.
on these days.
Okay.
You know, you tend to enjoy what you are given.
What
So
you're
basically, I
given.
try to avoid very heavy carbs.
Okay. We'll talk about why in a bit, right? But now let's go on a quick break. And when we come back, more happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, throughout our lives, at different stages, different phases of life, we all have different types of pressure. And once couples finally get married, finally settle down, 5 years down the line, there are a lot of different types of pressure that they might be experiencing. Today, we're going to talk relationships with Miracle Ihuoma. He is a dynamic speaker, author, clinical psychologist, life coach, spiritual shepherd as well. And today's topic is common pressure points to expect in the first 5 years of marriage. It's great to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be here again.
So last week we talked about the first 1 year, everything fresh and new, right?
Yeah.
Fresh and new situation, you know, the reverie, the butterflies are still in the air, you know, after the first, I think they call it the honeymoon stage, right?
Exactly.
So now, 5 years down the line, let's talk pressure points. What are the most common ones to expect?
Okay, so last week we talked about the first year. So you're just coming into marriage. You know, for a lot of people, okay, it's the fact that they weren't prepared for what they are now into. Now, along the first 5 years, research has it that about 20% of marriages break during the first 5 years.
Okay.
That is usually because a lot of couples are not able to navigate the complexities that now come with marriage.
Okay.
these complexities include things like conflict resolution.
Okay.
So for a lot of couples, they don't even know that they would have conflicts. I've had people, couples who felt that, okay, they would always be good.
Okay.
And then when they have their first conflict, they're like, wow, it throws them aback. And it's something that they weren't prepared for. And for some other people, it's parenting.
Okay.
The fact that, oh, there's now a fresh child.
Yeah.
And that's why in Africa, a lot of first children are experimental because they don't know what to do with that. Yeah. So that can actually, shake the dynamics of the marriage. For a lot of people, it's a lack of child as well, or children. That could also upset the dynamics when we now have in-law situations, people now putting pressure on the wife, usually in Africa, or the family generally, about that situation.
Okay.
For a lot of people, it is finances as well. Oh, okay, now there are bills to pay, and that could, in fact, finances is, according to research, the second leading cause of breakup or divorces in marriage.
Wow.
Only second to sexual issues, right? So now these are some of the issues that people within the first 5 years face and go through.
So I wanted to touch on one of those points you mentioned. You said having children or the lack thereof, essentially, is a major pressure point for the first 5 years. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, because a lot of the reason why people get married is actually skewed.
Okay.
So, and one of the questions I've always asked couples is, why did you get married? Usually, 95% of couples don't know why they got married.
Wow.
Yeah.
They don't know why. Or
they don't know why.
Or they didn't have a plan. They just thought it was
They just thought it was part of life.
Okay.
It's the next thing to do after you are 25 or you are 30. Oh, the next thing to do is to get married. And it's usually why, when they are faced with little challenges, they are actually knocked off because they don't even know why they are in the marriage in the first place. When purpose is defined, it is easier to go through challenges.
Okay.
So, for instance, if I know that coming to TVC every day for the next 2 years would give me $10 million, even no matter how stressful it is to get to TVC every day, I will make sure I do so. Because I am coming with a purpose. But for a lot of people, they don't come into marriage with a sense of purpose. They don't know why they are in marriage. Right? For some others, they are in marriage for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
Example, having children.
Okay.
So if that's the reason why somebody is married, then you should know why it becomes a challenge or a major challenge when there is or there are no children in the marriage.
Okay.
Because that's the reason they are married in the first place. So their source of happiness in marriage is coming from their having children or a lack thereof.
Okay.
So when there are no children,
Yeah.
it poses a challenge and begins to affect their happiness because they have put their happiness in something that is external, in something that they don't have control over.
Yeah. You mentioned finances earlier on as well, and I feel like a lot of people get married for financial reasons.
True. Especially the female gender. Now, forgive me,
Yeah.
but that is true. According to research,
Yeah.
right? Actually, in Africa, really, a lot of the female gender, a lot of people in the female gender actually get married because they are looking for someone to deliver them from poverty.
Wow.
So, okay, that's why you would see a lady who is unambitious, who's doing nothing, and all she's praying for. In fact, if you go on social media, you would see memes, you see prayers that have to do with my husband becoming rich, my husband having money. And I'm wondering, is it that you are forbidden from having money yourself? Is it that you are forbidden from being rich yourself? So when they now go into marriage and then maybe the husband is not meeting up to demands or expectations that they have financially, can pose a challenge, right? And sometimes, because I know that women are usually judged by relational success, while men are usually judged by financial success, in the society. So if a woman, for instance, is 30 years old and she's not married, there's a lot of questions, a lot of pressure, here and there. If a man is 30 and he doesn't have a well-paying job, there's a lot of pressure as well, so that can actually pose a challenge in the marriage when the finances are not in place.
So now, to sort of wrap this up, there's someone that is watching now that is in the first year of marriage and wants to get to that end game. They want to take it all the way. What advice do you have for them now? What should they be doing right now in their marriage to prepare for the next 4 or 5 years?
Beautiful. So what they should be doing right now is to get as much marriage education as they can.
Okay.
Right? Get educated about marriage, because a lot of people don't think that they should get anything, they should know anything about marriage, or they should get educated about marriage, because they just feel it's something that should come natural. Oh, my parents were married for 20 years, 40 years, 30 years. You know, they didn't get to read any book, they didn't get to attend any seminar, they didn't get to, learn anything. But then I usually ask them, okay, if your parents taught you about marriage, who taught your parents about marriage? They say their parents. Who taught their parents? Their parents' parents. Who taught their parents' parents? Their parents' parents' parents. Who taught their parents' parents' parents? And then if we go back that memory lane, you realize that they are running with the knowledge of the Stone-Aged man who lived in the 5th century, who didn't have access to YouTube, who didn't have access to TVC, who didn't have access to media, who didn't have access to education, to seminars, to books, and all of those things, right? And that's the knowledge of the person they are running their marriage with right now.
So I know that this conversation is not one that we can finish right now, but we also know you have questions, contributions, and comments. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us know. I have to say thank you to you again,
thank you,
Miracle, for talking to us. And we will continue this conversation again next week. Yeah, all right. At this point, I'm wondering, what's happening in that? It looks like a party in the kitchen. There's a party going on there, right?
Of course, whether it's food, it's definitely a party. And of course, Mr. Greg's still here with me and Chef T. Flo. Chef, what's happening? Tell me, what's going on in the pot so far?
This is green sauce.
Okay. What have you done so far?
I've added the oil, garlic, and the ginger, onions, the green pepper, the greens, chili, what's it? Yellow bell pepper, red bell pepper, the protein. I'm stirring it.
All right, and then our yam is here.
Yes.
With the butter and salt, right?
Salt and curry powder.
And curry powder. Amazing. It's looking good, isn't it?
Looking really good. When you say yam and butter, there are people who like to eat yam and butter.
Really?
Yes, so people think.
I know yam and oil, like palm oil, granite oil, growing up now with salt.
Yes.
But I've not heard of yam and butter.
I ran into a friend of mine in university back in the day. I was like, margarine and, you like it, you like it. It tasted a bit decent, but...
You tasted it?
I did, of course. I did. It tasted decent, but it was just, I felt too guilty. Taking chunks of...
So what is that one food now that everybody seems to love, but you just can't stand?
I'm on the spring onions.
Okay, spring onions going in now.
I would say noodles. And not because it is not tasty, but because I realize people have become lazy.
Okay.
So no one, especially the new generation.
Wow.
And they want to learn how to cook.
Please leave our generation.
I wonder what the Alphas would do. So aside I like noodles, but it's just what it has become. An easy way out.
Yes, now we need these.
No, you can't keep your kids.
One of those days, you are tired from set, you come back home here. Tell me noodles have not saved you before.
Once in a while. Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Not all.
I get you, I totally get you. Anyways, amazing. Still so much more to come right here. The first hour is over. It is the top of the hour. We're going to a quick break right now. When we come back, so much more still happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria. We'll be back.
Yep. Welcome back. And you just saw a sneak peek of what we have ready for you.
Definitely. We're going to be starting our birthday shout-outs later on the show. The legend and the rest, of course. But hey, come on, welcome. It's the second lap of Wake Up Nigeria on a Wednesday morning, the day that Hamatan, so you just remember today, what's today's date? 13th? Day that Hamatan arrived. This is the day. My name is Mike Mesikano.
And I'm Titilayo Oyin. So, of course, we would love for you to stay tuned no matter what you're doing. You can visit our website. That's tvcentertainment.tv if you want to watch live. We're also live streaming via our app, which is available for Android and iOS.
And then it's terrestrial. You'll be watching it on ultra high frequency 14.9. And of course, you can also watch if you're on DTT. That's of course on GOTV and the rest is channel 16. And we are now at TVC Entertainment _ That's on Instagram. On Facebook, it's now TVC Entertainment. Now use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC to interact with us, and of course, make sure that your voice is heard.
Speaking of voices, yeah, we have so many who will be screening, dancing, having fun. Sometime this week, we'll be celebrating with you right here in the studio, you and your loved ones on their birthdays. Happy birthday in advance.
Happy birthday for those of you December kids.
Then
after
of course,
that, nutrition. We've got nutrition. We're talking about foods to avoid.
Yeah.
See, I'm not avoiding anything. anymore.
There's some things you should avoid.
Okay.
At some point during Christmas, yes, have maybe a small taste.
All right.
But there's some things you need to avoid this festive season. Oluwakemi Jeje is going to be here. She's really passionate about nutrition, and she's an advocate for wellness as well. We're going to be talking about foods to avoid this festive season. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say one of the things that I have always found challenging about the holidays is the traffic. Going to event venues, markets. Don't try going to Lagos Island now. Don't even try yourself. Because the place is packed.
Lagos Island, you're talking about the market,
Yes,
Balogun Market,
Eko, yes.
Dumota, and all the rest, yeah?
My experience has been different, though.
Really?
Yeah, the markets seem to be less crowded.
When last did you do that?
Yeah, I was at Yaba 2 days ago.
Okay, that's
And
Yaba.
then Lagos Island as well, not too long ago. To be very honest, even though some of the store owners, they don't open, talk about how, man, it's not been easy and everything. The markets, like the frequency of the market, in this time is usually packed. But
Yeah.
like, the frequency of the people there now, it's less than normal. Then also, even the traffic, I'll say, especially Third Mainland, we know how it usually is.
Yeah.
But these days,
It hasn't been that
packed.
Yeah, we'll talk about that and your experience and why you are shopping, which I know
Yeah.
something is coming. But hey, come on, let's take a look at what the weather is like for today and the rest of the week. All right, welcome back. And we have nutrition. That's what we have now. And it's festive season. I know a number of you have places planned to go to. I have places planned to go to. I have things I want to eat. So, Oluwakemi Jeje, she should just jejely be by herself today, because if you say anything that is not this thing, I will listen with one ear. And okay, well, Oluwakemi Jeje, of course, is here in the house. Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. It's good to be here again.
Okay. So, number one, I am planning to go for a grill. There's a particular grill. And people have spoken about how charcoal, the effects of charcoal on meat or fish and all of that. Greg is also by the side and he's looking at me and saying, we're on the same level.
Do you mean we shouldn't have our suya this season? Our barbecue. Do you understand? With that extra onion.
On Saturday, there's one.
And yaji.
There's one honey glazed turkey I'm planning for Saturday. We're going to play football. After the football, there's this honey turkey. So that's I see what you're saying now. I'm listening to you.
Even me, my mouth is watery, but really, there are healthier options to these things. First of all, let's go a bit lower on meats. That's really heavy and really a lot of work for the body to deal with. And we're going to be doing a lot of these things. So please choose your seafood protein over those heavy, high-calorie beef. Red meat, right? Yes. Take your seafood protein over there, like your snails. Snails are fantastic as well. Have you tried peppered snail?
Are you want to preach to the Pope?
And then if you're doing your catfish, have you tried them baked? Like baked in the foil, and then the sauce really gets into it and it's juicy. Those are healthy alternatives.
So, I started with that grill thing, yeah? People talk about the effects of charcoal. And, you know, the dry, especially when it gets
carcinogenous, yes.
Yes, and all of that. Talk to us a little bit about that and why people should, maybe if it's possible, have other options, as it were.
Yeah, so like I said, you want to stay away from this smoked directly, where you smoke the protein directly on the charcoal. Okay. And then the charcoal gets burnt. It feels like it's a bit more flavor, right? Yeah. But it's really dangerous. So you want to stay away from that and go for the healthy options where you're not directly hitting with charcoal.
Okay. So
it's packed. It's packed or it's cooked. It's steamed.
Some people, I know some people have spoken about that there are some things in the fall that when you boil also, see, we've heard quite a number of things.
Well, it's healthier.
It's healthier.
It's healthier. I mean, there are a lot of controversies about a lot of nutritional topics, but this is safer as at what we know now. And even more so, you can steam. You can really season for, and that's why I say to you, you remember last week we said, create your own environment. Don't go out hungry, because once you're hungry, your brain stops functioning. You won't even process these things. Before you know it, I beg. An hungry man is an angry man. So have a healthy dose of fiber in the morning before you leave the house. Carry your snack packs along with you.
When you say fiber, what is fiber? What do you mean by fiber?
Okay, so for instance, pawpaw is in season and it's really dense in fiber. So you have a few slices of pawpaw and you're not likely to be hungry. So you can eat with common sense, like your sense is still active.
But, you know, intentionally, some people go to events and they go hungry. In fact, some sell-off point for some events is come hungry.
Yeah, but that's not common sense. Because then your sense is sort of suspended and you're not processing that much. You know, like, let's not eat, we're going for a party. Let's not do that this season. Let's eat. I mean, the essence, let's shift the focus of the parties a little more to the experiences we're going to have, so we can have good food experiences.
This thing you're saying, I know people that have cursed couples when they went to
wedding. Hungry, and we left hungry, and then the food was passing over you.
Experience is the food. The food. Yes, I mean,
so
how many
I'm
people?
advocating a cultural shift, just in case the food does not even get to you. You can still have a good time, right?
Which good time? How? No, you how?
Have a good talk with someone around. Meet a friend.
On
you
the
know.
social media talk I'm talking. This is never do. It's when I come to
meet someone new.
No.
Have a cocktail.
The food is the reason. Now let's talk about drinks. Now you so mentioned cocktail and all of that also. The options are not only for food.
Absolutely.
There's also option for drinks and all
Absolutely.
of that. People tend to, you know, go overboard and all of that. Are there any tips you want to give us when it comes to drinks, or also things that you can or avoid, or maybe put in measured intakes and all of that?
Truth is, we all know what's right. This is just a reminder. And just to say, again, like I'm really advocating today, a shift in mindset, how we engage with these things. I mean, I wouldn't say don't take alcohol, because, I mean, that's how some people get their kick, but moderately. Moderately. Go for a red wine, like I've heard from research.
Perfect for me.
But not a bottle of red wine, only you. Good for the vodka. I've also heard that they have their healthy benefits. Yes, for vodka. But, you know, in shots, also in small shots. And then if you're the sugar person, go for the processed fruits. It's also a lot of sugar directly to your system at once, but at least it has some benefits in it. It has some vitamins in it. So what I'm advocating this morning is let's do these things with our senses, because your body is one. I'm not going to give you my body if you damage yours, because it's Christmas. And Christmas is just a few days and it's gone. And you're going to have to live with the consequences of what you do. And in any case, it's a cultural thing. It's an habit that you have created. So Christmas aside, let's just start to shift how we do this thing.
I like what you're saying there, because you see, if the mindset, I think it's all in the mind. Like you said, if I go to an event and I've already, you know, there's a paradigm shift that, look, the food is not the experience. You mentioned that there are some other things that you can look forward to, the discussions or whatever is happening, maybe a performance or something.
Absolutely.
You know, making the food not the experience, because for many of us, or for many people, that food there is the experience and all of that. But then, so after going for this kind of events, now I hear something about people talking about how maybe when you go for these events and you eat and you drink a lot, when you come back, you should take a lot of water, maybe to try and see if you can cleanse the system or something and all of that. How does that work? Is there anything one can do to, you know, maybe after splurging and, you know, getting yourself off, is there anything one can do to maybe help and, you know, roll back the effects of some of these things that maybe...
Well, it's never usually completely, but yes you can give the body additional help for detox.
Okay.
You can take, like I said to you last week, you can take your teas, your green teas, and then we have our own herbal teas here. So you can take your lemongrass tea.
This green tea and lemongrass tea and all of that, a lot of them talk about the weight loss and all of that. Are there healthy... Yeah, talk to me about it, about this green tea.
There are no weight loss teas.
Okay.
No weight loss teas.
Okay.
But these teas have for me, they're majorly a source of micronutrients. But also, because you're taking them hot, they help your body metabolism go up, so your body is doing less work. Yeah, when you take hot stuff. And that's why we're encouraged in the morning, have a glass of hot water with lemon in it, because it instantly ups your metabolism.
Your green tea, do you take it like that raw? You don't add any other things into it?
Preferably. I mean, you're just trying to clean out. You've sure done all kinds of things. Have your green tea seen. Have your lemongrass tea. And I mean, green tea is mostly from China, you know that. But we have our own herbs here. We have our papaya tea that is a fantastic herb for, you know, cleansing out the digestive system.
These green teas and these papaya teas, we get them processed already.
They're processed. We now have them in tea bags. So it's not like we used to have them before, where you can just pack a full plant in a pot and then they say, oh, dosing is now the challenge. But, you know, we now have them in tea bags. So you can have one tea bag in 500 mils of water. And there's one that I particularly prefer. If you know that you have been naughty, go for the very bitter ones. Or go for your bitter leaf. You know, your squeezed bitter leaf, and take the juice. Yes. And then down it with a lot of water, and punish yourself with some exercise as well, so your body has a lot more power to deal with the things that you have thrown in it.
Is her mic not off now? When she said bitter leaf, I just squeeze what? But thank you so much, Oluwa.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
While you're still there.
Welcome back. Now, ever since we decorated our set, you know, we have these really cute teddy bears that adorn our set. There's three, it's like a family of, you know, Goldilocks and the three bears right there, Christmas teddy bears. But we have a real one.
Real one.
The real teddy bear. Greg Teddy Bear or Jeff Wise in the building.
Say my name.
Yes,
So tell me where the name Teddy Bear comes from.
When I was younger, my mom used to call me Super Ted.
Oh, Super Ted?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Super Ted? No?
No, we didn't.
No?
Okay.
Well, I think that's a bit that generation. But Super Ted is a cute name.
Thank you. So got into the industry and I needed to get a brand. And man, the man looks like a teddy bear.
And you're owning it.
Yes,
I love
that is
it.
what it is.
Lovely, lovely. Now, he's not just a teddy bear, he's also a Nigerian actor.
Yes, of course.
He's picked up some amazing roles over the years, and he switches effortlessly from different character to different character. You know, he can play someone in their 20s,
Yes.
someone in their 60s.
Yes.
Smooth flow.
From comedy as well to
Yes.
seriousness. So it's the transitions I'm really interested
Interesting.
in.
He won something recently
Yes,
that
that's
made
big.
everyone smile. He is AFRIV's Actor of the Year. King. How did that make you feel?
I felt good. I still feel good. You work. We have no retirement package waiting for us. So it is basically the acknowledgement we get, the love we get, the reactions we get that keeps us moving. So being named Best Actor by one of Africa's biggest film festivals, the jury award, and not a voting process, you know, it's just it's sweeting me.
I was wondering when the English was going to break.
Now, speaking about the English breaking, now we have a lot of actors that you say, okay, fine. When they see this one, they stereotype, right? However, in the Nigerian industry, it happens quite a lot, right? However, for you, that's not the case, right? So what would you think? What do you think that thing is? Do you think it's a you thing? Do you think you were able to relate to people in certain kind of ways that could actually see you casting like several different, very different roles?
Yes. I was very conscious when I got into the industry to not let myself get stereotyped because my physique, naturally I'm a funny guy, so you know I tend towards comedy. I love comedy, but an actor is an actor.
Yes.
An actor should be able to operate on the entire stratum, you know, and I would sometimes refuse when I even started comic roles. When I say I'd done a barrage of comic roles, dude, slow down. Get some serious roles, you know. And by the time I was able to, you know, get the encounter where I played the Juku and Surulere, you know, it just told everybody. You know, I've been in an audition once. I did what I had to do, and they just like, "You've come, Greg. You've come. We've already cast this person. Now, what is it? You can do this. You can do that. You can do this." I said, "That's why I am who I am."
So now that ability to do that, what is the personal work you put in?
There's a lot of mental conditioning. Okay. There's a lot of learning and relearning. There's a lot of understudying. Robert De Niro, I watch movies of greats. You know, I can watch Robert De Niro today, and I'm watching, say, a Jim Carrey tomorrow. You know, so I'm constantly feeding off the vibes from all the actors who I know have a certain range and who are sort of like stereotyped. You know, because we do have stereotyped American actors and all that.
True.
So I'm able to just imbibe all that. Then Nigeria is a place where you find out that Lagos, especially.
Okay.
You come out in the morning, you're happy, you're funny. The next 5 minutes, you're about to break somebody's
So
life in Lagos helps you to transition.
Naturally.
It does.
Okay,
It does. But I'm actually thinking about your journey. Your journey started, you know, in a very interesting way, and you've come a long way. You've been able to be consistent. But as an industry, it feels like, yes, we've made a lot of money, but there are just some mistakes we've been making along the way. I'm not sure if you agree with me, but if you do, what sort of things you think the industry needs to adjust to make it to the next level?
Primarily, I would say it needs more, a very strong government support system. Not the occasional funds here and there, but we should be able to not have issues to film anywhere, to get a permit. The government should be able to sit down with, you know, producers once in a while and say, okay, look, let's collabo, let's make a big film, let's export Nollywood. You know, the government should be able to sponsor filmmakers to film festivals, sponsor actors. You know, there should be that direct relationship first. And that is because if you try to operate outside the you know, without the relationship of the government, it becomes harder. Then also, I would say we need more funding, more investment to continue to upgrade not just our equipment, but also our know-how. It is rare to find actors who've been to very, very good acting school. And not too many.
So you're talking education, financial injection,
technical upgrade.
All right.
I think a more positive acceptance of film in Nigeria.
But no matter how challenging the situation is, there are still great movies coming out, great series coming out. There's one that you're on right now. I think it's on your shirt. It's called
it's called
Feud.
Feud, okay.
Talk to us about that.
This short film is about 3 brothers and 1 pregnant woman who is a wife to one of the brothers.
Wow, okay.
It just circles around the typical African, Nigerian entitlements we have. Oh, my brother's wife, do this for me. Oh, yeah, my brother, I did this for you, I need this from you. So that entitlement is, it centers around that, and it also centers around the need for more family compassion. When certain a pregnant woman is in the house, even if she's your in-law in quote, there's certain things you should give her a break from and all that. You know, though it's premiering on YouTube. That's the 15th of December, which is Friday, if my math says.
Yes, Friday.
So Friday, you know.
Yeah, Friday. So a YouTube short film. Not a lot of people would want to do short films with the mindset that they feel cinema movies might get them more money. Am I right about that?
You are right. But then again, to get more money from cinema, you need to put a lot of money into that film.
Wow.
Now, a good short film can showcase your talent, showcase your skills, and get you investors. Then sometimes you just want to tell a story, and you don't have the money to tell one that can go to cinema. So you tell it the best way you can with your limited resources, and you put it on a platform that everybody can get to see and, you know, pass them.
Fantastic.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay, so now I've been wanting and itching to ask this question. Now, you played Ojukwu, not once, twice. What's with soup? Who is the mama that makes the soap?
It's actually Papa. I'm going to give you guys.
You know what? I think you should answer that question when we get to the kitchen.
Right?
Please, let's get back to the kitchen.
Right.
The chef is done.
Greg, this I should tell you not to eat yet. From my director. Director K. Oh, Benny
No, we are amazing. Welcome back into the kitchen. And of course, Chef Tiflo, well done putting this together. Now tell Mr. Greg, I know he was here before, but just tell him again, just for the sake of it. Because we have yam. We have another type
It's Greg
of
that should be telling us he cooked the food.
So there's mashed yam and then there's yam.
That's pounded yam.
Let me shock you. It's mashed yam and green sauce.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And that's yam cubes and green sauce.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you.
Please have a taste.
Oh, really?
Try it out.
Like I said, I'm going to pretend to taste it. It's not like...
Don't pretend. Please let us...
Lord Jesus minus Satan. See, I'm not one of those people who would say because I'm on TV, I'm going to just say, oh, yeah. This is sweet.
It's sweet. It's actually sweet.
It's tasty. It's lovely.
Nice.
I like it. I'll take this recipe. It's something I like to try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good. A nice breakfast option for you this festive season.
Yes,
the festive
of
colors. And of course, Chef Tiflo.
Yeah.
Put it together. Yes, sir. All right. Now, it's been a wonderful Wednesday in the Wake Up Nigeria neighborhood. Hopefully, we've given you a wonderful way to start your day.
All right, it'll be another wonderful show tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.